God bless you. This is Pastor Platt from the Wells Memorial Church of God in Christ. Those of you that know are members, this is our time that we sit down for a moment and try to go over some of the events that is going to be happening in the future, but also trying to deal with where we are right now in the present. And we certainly appreciate you for being on with us this morning as we have worshiped the Lord this first Sunday in the month of September. And we were thinking that this would be an ample time for us to come back to our building and to begin our fellowship together. But of course, that didn't happen. We have some other things that we are working on. We're trying to finish up the cameras. We're also trying to finish up with our placement in the church of how we're going to do from now on Facebook Live, YouTube, and also any other platform of presentation that we need to do. And so we have just taken some time to go on and do that. And I thank God for the staff and young men and young women who have walked along with us in this endeavor, and all of the other persons who have come in and really undergirded us in doing so, with bills that we need to do inside, and electricity, wires, and all those kinds of things that take place. And so we still got some other things that we are doing, but we really appreciate those persons that are participants with us in that. In the meantime, while we were not yet able to find out conclusively how we should approach the September, this first Sunday, we also made sure that we sent out a survey or a questionnaire to see where the congregation was and see how people felt about coming back into the sanctuary. And we are grateful that many of you, well over half of those that did the survey, did want to return to the facility. But there were a number of things that they wanted to make sure that were being exercised in terms of following guidelines. And as we have said to you before, all of those guidelines we have consistently done because we wanted to maintain staff here and maintain what we were doing in terms of doing a live presentation every Sunday, and also with our Bible study on Tuesday night. So we have been practicing that, and those things are still in place. We're still using those things. We still doing the wipe downs and all of those kinds of things. And yet we're going to a different level when persons return, so that we can make sure that we keep up the level of sanitation so that people will feel comfortable in this particular environment. That also means we will also be taking temperatures, people who come in. And we're doing that because what we're looking at now is possibly looking at it. One, let me say this. I don't like to keep shifting and having to change the time when we're coming. Now, the time that we're working with now is so that we can clear up wires on the floor and get cameras off the floor and move the stations off the floor so that we can do that. So we have something smooth and seamless when we come back in here. But at the same time, asking the Lord and trying to look at what's going on with the pandemic and how people are affected in regard to people being sick and people contacting and being contagious in terms of the pandemic for coronavirus. We are trying to make sure that we don't run into any problems with that. So again, we're looking at the first Sunday in November. That gives us the month of October and also all of September, but it also hopefully gets us in a different place. And that space of concern, because we're looking at what's going to happen for our people at Thanksgiving, what's going to happen for our people who are coming upon Christmas. Both of these times, family and fellowship and the culmination of the year, we are looking at this and we are yet trying to be prayerful with all of this. And I say that to say also, especially in the month of November, that's voting month, November the 3rd, voting. And I know we've been a people sometimes negligent in voting, but I'm saying to you, vote. I know that there is controversy concerning how the voting should take place when you're talking about voting through mail or voting in person. Don't get confused. Both of them probably can be done. but you can't do voting in mail and then turn around and then go and vote in person. One of the two. Don't get confused. I know what the president said. That's not the way it is. That invalidates your vote if you vote by mail and then turn around and vote in person. That's duplicate. You invalidate yourself. Don't become invalidated. We've invalidated ourselves by all of these other things that they tried to bring up by virtue of law. I'm not trying to become political, but let me tell you something. This is the time that is critical that we need to vote. We're talking about Black Lives Matter and all of these other different connotations that come around, and yet we're not able to come from the streets to get to the table of legislation. That's an issue. The problem is that there needs to be some sitting at the table. Laws need to be changed. Don't take the money. Keep the money in place, but change the law, because that's what we want. We want the laws changed. The only way we're going to get some of this done is to get out of the streets and get to the voting booth. Get to the place where our vote and our voice is heard by virtue of who we are as a people. Enough said on that, and yet we could say more. So let us consider that. One of the things that is coming again to us is, since everything is is done virtual now, we're trying to do a virtual prayer clinic. The clinic dates are the 20th through the 22nd of September. Not many days hence. We're going to have a virtual clinic. We're going to have live preaching here at the church. We've brought in Superintendent Gabriel Hatcher out of Kentucky. We'll be here at the church live for those 3 nights. We're going to be right here. And we're going to invite you to come in. Yes, we're going to be practicing social distancing and all that. It's not going to be that many people here. But if God sends a gold rush, we deal with it. At the same time, we want to make sure that people understand. You can watch us by reason of Facebook Live, YouTube. We're going to make sure that all of the platforms, our conference line will be open. All of those things are available. That's why we are trying our best to finish all of this up so we can have a seamless, perfected virtual presentation. And we thank God for the staff for helping us with this. But I want you to begin praying and fasting and asking the Lord to help us as we go the 20th through the 22nd of September with our prayer clinic. And so we want you to stand by and work with us and register. We're trying to make sure that we can get material out, because during the day at 12 noon, there's going to be prayer. We have a prayer partners coming in who are going to be praying with us from Florida, Mother Lee, and leading those in prayer. That'll be from 12 to 12:30. And then at the 12:30 hour, we have Pastor Grayo, Dr. Grayo coming in, and he is going to actually be presenting lessons concerning prayer. How do we deal with prayer, and how is God dealing with us through this pandemic in the nature of prayer? Prayer will keep your mind sane. Prayer will cause you to find relief and help you to walk through this period of time that is really taxing, and it is mentally draining. I've shared some of that this morning in our worship service with where we are as we walk through this. This has been a very tedious and tiring time. And so we're asking you to continue to pray with us and continue to hold us up as we go to the Word. And again, thank you for continuing to walk with us in this journey. Thank you for your monetary support, and thank you for every gift that you have sent. And let me say, you all, the Wells Memorial Church family, got me by surprise on my birthday. I thought I would never have a drive-through party. I'm in the country, and I knew folk wasn't coming to no country to do no drive-through, but they tricked me and got me here to the church, and it was a wonderful occasion. I'm still reading cards and still taking testimonies of how they were going to Cash App and just sending me something. I'm really appreciative of all the things that you've done. So again, be blessed, be encouraged, and we'll talk to you the next time. God bless you from Wells Memorial Church of God in Christ.